Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off. Gloves Off is always on point. On point. Bringing you the best on current issues, community affairs, and the happenings around us. This segment of Gloves Off is brought to you by the best, so pay them a visit. Check them out. This is Gloves Off. If you've ever wondered, if you ever had a clue what would happen if Batman, the Avengers, the X-Men fought the 47 Ronin, you will have great hitting, power strikes, and speed. This event will be known as the North Texas Stick Fighting Championships. It's open to all martial artists. This is where legends are formed, where they're forged, where they are founded. Sign up now. Call the number 956-401-4868 and look up the website at www.savate.biz. So remember, this is for serious martial artists. If you're not serious, sit back and whisper about the event. If not, we'll see you there.
Off today, we've got two great guests, two boxers, one of our leading female boxers here, Mandy Fuentes. How are we doing, Mandy?
Hello, good afternoon.
And Coach Waino Mata, great friend of mine. We're going to talk about upcoming events, boxing, and everything in general. We have a fight coming up, right, Ms. Mandy?
Yes, on August 16 with Tito Martinez, Triple A Promotions, Fight Fest 19.
Okay, and who's going to be your opponent? Let's talk a little bit about it.
My opponent is going to be Irlanda Paola Torres. She's off of Monterrey, Mexico. I don't know much about her. I haven't seen her videos. I haven't studied her. I'm not that type of fighter ever since, I go way back with Felix Garcia over 15 years ago. I never studied my opponent. I get to know him the day of the fight.
Okay. And Waino, what do you say? What's being done differently now in this fight? What are we preparing? And ¿cómo se ve todo?
Well, everything looks okay, but the one that is taking care of her is Felix. She's the one that trains her and everything, and I'm just there, I just help out with the day of the fight, on the corner. But Felix is the one that takes care of her. I ain't got nothing to do with her. Okay. But once in a while, everyone advice, one or two. That's about it. But Felix is the one that takes care of her. He's the trainer. He's her trainer.
Exactly right.
I train the other kids, and I help Felix there and help train the other kids, and that's about it.
Ms. Fuentes, what do you see? What do you see in this fight? What are you preparing for? How are you preparing different now? And
every preparation is always difficult, intense. What a fighter, the usual what a fighter goes through is sacrifice. Nothing different, just more of boxing of intelligence with fighting smart this time. You know, as it goes, it's nothing but blood, sweat, and tears every training camp.
Sure. What are you looking towards doing differently now?
Winning the judges. Winning the judges and fighting smarter.
Okay.
That's the game plan.
You know, in boxing, everything changes, as we know. You know, and we always have to win the judges because we never know. I always say the knockout is an accident, but you have to still win the fight, and you have to win the fight by winning the judges. Amateur is a lot different than pro, but you still have to fight for the judges to see how you're fighting. There's a lot of times that you're in the bout, and you're in the war in between, and you're throwing back and forth. And in comparison, it's different because you might be blocking correctly, but they still hit you, and you move, and they count it like if they're hitting you.
Yeah.
And that's always been the thing. So the always is if they literally miss you, or you block it while you step out of the way, and they see, look, he put his hand there, he actually blocked that hit. He was not hit, ¿me entiendes? And a lot of us from here, from Laredo, the Mexican style of boxing that we have, that Latino style is, let's go inside and let's see
let's
make this a battle. The battle is here. And you know, that's what we are. We go inside, and all of a sudden they hit us. We shake. That doesn't mean they damaged. Doesn't just mean that they shook us, because that's, you know, a block's a block.
Yeah.
And the judges see that as a hit.
Yeah. Correct.
And we have to change it. I was a pro judge. Okay, I was a pro judge. I was an amateur judge, and I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. And when I used to have fighters and taking them up there, amateur-wise, I never took any pros. I always took amateurs. I would always tell them that you actually have to fight for the judges. So that's a good way that now that you're thinking is, now let's win the judges, win the fight. Of course, you're going to go in there and battle it out. What are you training now differently, though? Besides that, physically, what are you looking at?
The majority of the people that aren't aware of boxing.
Let's talk about that.
Boxing, in my point of view, that, you know, the obstacles that I've been through, you know, every fight is a war, and every fight is different, and it's the majority of it. I think it's 80% more mental than physical. Physical, I mean, anybody could be there. Anybody could, you know, throw down some punches, throw down a fight. But it's more of the mental game, if you're there or not. If you're there completely, then the fight will go smooth. If you're not there completely, the fight will not go your way.
Let's talk about this. In the last couple of months, we've seen boxing change. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are coming towards boxing. A lot of people are training to boxing. Most of the health and fitness, they have punching bags up there. They have some kind of boxing class, box aerobics, way back when we had. And now you start seeing it. So a lot of people are flocking to that, and they think that's what boxing is. That is not what boxing is. That's just a fitness course. Boxing is you live in the gym left and right. It's a couple of hours per day and all the rest of the stuff that comes behind it. And so tell us that part. Tell us that part of the boxer. I want to see the boxer Mandy.
I don't, you know, I believe it goes in any sport out in general. Once you commit yourself and giving your passion, having a passion for something, me as an athlete, as amongst others, I don't believe it's just a sport. It's a lifestyle. One wakes up with that in their mind, one dreams about it, and one sleeps with it. And I believe that's it. I wake up, do what I need to do my strength and conditioning, off to work, I go back, I get out. That's my routine. My routine is basically upon training. If it's not about training, if I don't train myself, then there's no win, there's no nothing, because, you know, hard work beats talent. And I believe that I want to overcome that. I want to leave something. I want to leave a statement. I want to leave something behind for Laredo. That, you know, as much as men in boxing can do something, put their name out there, I want to leave something. I want to be the first female to do that for females.
Okay. And that's a great gesture, you know, that you need to do that. And you want to be, you already have done that. Let's put it that way. Your name's already here. as a pugilist, as a boxer in Laredo, okay? And for nobody to ever tell you you have not done that, because you've already done that, okay? Plain and simple. Now, and sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot, you know. I did that, you know. Many people, he knows about it. Back in 1994, I was third in the world in Savannah, super middleweight division. I blew my hand. I had 11 reconstructive surgeries, okay? 5 weeks before a title bout. Okay? Never again fought in the ring. That did not mean that I could not coach somebody. That could not mean that I was not involved. That did not mean that I could not continue with that passion. Understand what I'm saying? So sometimes things happen. You cannot overbear it. But Mandy Fuentes, your name has already been the female boxer of the ring. Okay? Plain and simple. For nobody to ever tell you that never happened. What do you see too in the gym when you all there? Well, I'll talk a little bit about that. What do you all see? ¿Cómo se ve todo el gym? How's the gym going on? How's
looking better? She's looking better. She's doing, like she said, she's doing everything more intelligently. She's working harder. She's putting way more effort to it. And what I see is that she's gonna be ready the day of the fight. She's gonna be ready. She's gonna be ready. She's gonna show it right there, and everybody's gonna see it. She's gonna be ready once she gets up in the ring. She's ready. She's gonna bring the title back home to the ring.
It's gonna be here, then.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, bring it back. Number one, we're all without cheer with it. Let's talk some good counsel from you to kids, youth, the young guys, the young ones that are coming into the arena. What do you tell them to do?
Hard work and dedication pays off. You faith it till you make it. It's gonna be a hard roller coaster, but at the end, it's a good ride.
Yeah, it is.
Achieve. You gotta claim it, achieve it, then you will receive it. And once you receive it, nobody can take it away from you.
You're absolutely correct. Because it's hard work, dedication, and time. And this is something that many do not understand is when you go into the ring, I say, you start preparing to walk up to that ring and into the ring, you will lose a lot of friends along the way. Why? Because I have to go work out. I have to go put time in the ring. You guys, you're not going to go to the happy hour. Guess what? I'm not going to go with you because now I have to be on a diet. I stopped drinking because I'm putting everything else. They'll call you all kinds of names and people would kind of push you away. But remember, very few walk that road. And those that do walk that road, I trust them more than those that have not. Understand what I'm saying? And I've trained many, just like, and you've probably seen many go into in there, and I know Felix for very, very well, known for a very long time, as long as I've known him. And we're 11 years old, okay? But what happens is that I've seen a lot of guys come in with great physique, naturals, and you train them, and right before the ring, the week before, some excuse comes of age, you know. My grandmother's cat died, my girlfriend doesn't let me go up there. If something happens and they're not there, okay? And then you see that kid that does not have the physique, does not have that power to hit, but he's in there doing it, those are the ones that end up winning. Because they have a will.
The courage of
the courage, and that's very different. That doesn't mean you might have been weak when you came in, and you come out a warrior afterward. And we mold you into that. Understand what I'm saying? What have been your most moments inside boxing that you can say, you know what, this has really taught me a lesson that I carry every day?
The number one fight that I consider that changed my life and changed my career is the day I lost my dad, the night before. That gave me the courage, that gave me the bravery, because not just anybody, you know, goes up there with a broken heart. Because again, it's like how one says en español, el dicho de español, si pierde la mente, pierde la pelea. And somehow my soul wasn't up there, my heart wasn't up there, my mind wasn't up there, because all I was thinking about was my dad. I turned to the corner, he wasn't there. But that fight taught me to be strong spiritually, physically, and mentally. And because of that fight, I am here. Here am I today, fighting stronger. So that's my word of advice, is that mind over matter.
Absolutely. And those lessons are the ones that make us.
Yeah, that mold us and that make us and that scars us to be the people we are today. That's what I believe.
And there's something that I've seen your fights, and I've seen some that you did not come forward, that you lost. But I see you with that big old smile, and you hug everybody, and you say, let's keep on moving forward, we're going to continue trying it the best. And we've talked about that, and you've always shown that energy and that positiveness. You know what? I'm in here, I did it. Okay, today was not my day, but I'm going to go forward. And you're going to continue moving forward until, like I said, you've already placed your name. Okay.
I tend to leave positive energy around myself in and out the ring, and I always tell myself, even though I never call it a loss, it's a win and a learned lesson, never a loss. And it goes to any athlete in general. They didn't lose; they just learned from what needed to be done. And I never entitle it that, because all the hard work, all the dedication, all the blood, the sweat, the sacrifice, the tears was meant for something. And just gotta go with it. Just live today and fight tomorrow. That's what I believe.
And never miss the big picture.
Never.
Continue going after it.
Yep.
Understand?
Follow it, chase it until it's yours. Until it's in your hands, then claim it.
And that's the way it is. And on August what?
16.
August 16th, here in Laredo, Texas.
Yes.
And folks out there, go support our athletes. People say we have nothing to do here. There's nothing to do. We have great boxing events that are always here. Okay.
Special thanks to Fito Martinez for making this happen, and for spreading the sport, and because Laredo's a boxing city, and he continues to grow it. So
I remember back when he first started, and we had a long talk, and we sat down. I said, stick it with it. And he goes, I might not make it. No, just keep on going. That was years ago. And he'll be here within the week. We'll be talking about the event as well, and we're going to be pushing that as well, because those are the events that we have to push forward. That's why we started this in the first place, make people aware that what we have, what goes on within our community. And there's, this is something that, I'll kind of talk with everybody, is that all the different gyms, we all know each other for a very long time. Orlando and I the same way. We all know each other for years. But there's never been any riff. No, none of us have beef with each other. Understand what I'm saying? We all help each other when the time is needed. We're all there to help each other.
Well, it should be as one.
Understand what I'm saying? We might end up with a boxer here and a boxer there that have to compete with each other. Well, that's the way it is, And before there was those little piquetitos, rifts between everybody. But now everybody's helping each other. That's the beauty about it.
That's the beauty.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Because we all have to help each other. This is our sport,
We're the gateway city. I believe that, boxing should just not be about teammates. It's, more of family.
Of course.
That's how I see it.
Anything else you want to say to the folks out there?
The only thing that I got to say to everybody is that whatever you do, whatever sports you want to play, whatever sport you want to join, whatever sport you want to participate, whatever, you have to have effort, you have to have heart, and you better know how to play the piano upside down. You better have this Because she's got it big. You know how to do it. That's the only way you're going to make it. You have to know how to play the piano upside down.
Yep.
You got to have that.
And if you don't have it, forget
Have
it.
it, don't even go there.
Well, no, I tell people that all the time. You know, they come in here, they say, Paul, you know, I want my kid to be a black belt.
Once they get it, they don't have it.
Se lo puedo dar mío, I'm not going to do it.
You know what I'm that, but as long as you know how to play the piano right, hey, I'm sorry, man, I can't help you. I can't give you these.
If you weren't born with it, nothing can come to it. Not a magic wand, no black belt, no nothing. I'm serious.
You can have the best trainer in the world. You can have 30 roads. You can have the best trainer in the world. But if you don't know how to play the piano upside down, you ain't gonna make it. No, you're going nowhere.
No, you're absolutely correct. What do you say about that?
It's
called will.
It's called commitment. It's like a marriage. If you put in your part, then it'll go smoothly. If you don't put in your part, it's not gonna work.
No, you're absolutely correct. And and Wino and I had this talk last time, and I'm gonna say it right in front of you here. Many people take their kids and young guys, young athletes to go to boxing coaches and this and this. If they lose, they blame the coach, they blame the club, they blame everybody all the time. Wait till I'm getting it. I'm not, okay? But if they win, they never mention the coach. Not once. The kid, you know, came out and was born with all the skill. Understand? You winning or losing, you've always held in high respect your coach. And that is admirable because that does not, you don't see it with many of them. And you're probably the only one in the whole town that has that attitude. Understand that? I've produced 29 Golden Glovers, 4 states, and I've only had 2 tell me thank you. And I don't do it to get a thanks, but I've only had 2. One was Gilbert Herrera, and the other one was Kendall Martin. Only 2. Okay? And that's a Golden Gloves. I've produced other champions as well, ¿me entiendes? But no te lo dicen. No sé, thank you. Pero si pierden, no lo dejaste, no hiciste, no, let's take them somewhere else porque tú no sirves.
Excuses coming up.
Understand what I'm saying?
So, gana, no, hombre, este así nació este vato. Nació sabiendo. Así nació este vato, así es neutralito, el vato nació haciendo este pedo de caldo.
No, ¿en serio?
Le dando el crédito nomás a la Let's say the parents.
The whole place.
Y que no, yo fui que el papá te dice que se le metió dando puntos, que yo fui, cálmate.
Wishing you the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite.
You're always here. You're always here.
Thank you so much.
You honor that family. Okay?
Thank you.
And that's just the way it is. Folks, let's support the fight. Again, what date?
August 16th.
August 16th. And let's go cheer for Mandy Fuentes.
Thank you so much.
Peace.
Gloves Off is always on point. On point. Bringing you the best on current issues, community affairs, and the happenings around us. This segment of Gloves Off is brought to you by The Best, so pay them a visit. Check them out. This is Gloves Off.
Good.